Hey guys, Monstingen here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so yesterday we looked at the AGL EZA Golden Frieza, and today we are going to look at the INT one. The INT one is also a very good tank, but more of a long-term, like slow build. Because as you can see here, he infinitely raises his defense on super attack. So he becomes a very solid unit for the long form events. We saw yesterday with the AGL Golden Frieza, all the way through the Legendary Goku event, he'll just take double-digit damage. But if you start the turn below 40%, then you lose that damage mitigation. Whereas this guy is infinitely going to stack his defense, so it's not going to matter what your HP is at. And then he gives himself attack and defense 90% at the start of the turn. He gives target Goku category allies Ki +2 attack and defense 30%. Has a high chance of performing a crit when facing an enemy whose name includes Goku. So as you can see, I gave him a lot more additional than I did crit. And because obviously sometimes I'm going to use him not against Goku's, but we do want that infinite stack from the defense. So a lot of the time with INT units I give them 9 additional 12 crit. But I switched that around for this guy because we obviously want him to do more additionals. You could give him 15 additional 6 crit as well if you're only ever going to use him against Goku's, because he has that 50% chance to crit built in. But he is a target Goku support unit, which I think could be really good. I might do a target Goku team build video with him included, because he'd actually be a really good support unit for that team. Because support units who can hold their own both offensively and defensively are always better than like super weak support units that we're used to in the old meta. But I mean, if we look at his defense, it's already 124,000, but I mean, we do have 2 support units on the rotation, so even against this physical Goku, we should probably take next to no damage here. We'll get the level 5 dodge straight away, because why not? And then okay, he still has the Earthbreaker super attack animation. So funnily enough, I was actually going to say, I haven't actually seen his super attack. So I think I showed it in a previous video, but this INT Frieza was so bad before. He was one of the worst SSR'S. You'd always be like super disappointed if you pulled him as like the guaranteed SSR in Emoji. And he was so bad that even though I'd pulled multiple copies of him, so I'd opened up all of his paths, and then I'd fed a few of them in for the super attack level, but I'd never actually awakened him. So one of the things I had to do, as well as obviously farming his, you know, the EZA medals from the Golden Frieza event again, I had to actually go into the Golden Frieza boss battle event because I hadn't awakened him to a TUR, because he was just that bad. Like, even before getting an EZA, the AGL one was still useful for a few different scenarios. But obviously once the tech one got his EZA, he kind of took over as being the only relevant one. And yeah, now finally the INT one is actually worth using. So remember that as part of the 5-year anniversary, we're going to get 2 new Infinite Dragon Ball History stages. So of course, units that can infinitely stack defense are going to be super useful in those events. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So he's up to 160,000 already, and that's with only the 1 support unit on the rotation. So he definitely increases his defense fairly quickly, which is good to see. Because one thing we've seen from runs on the Legendary Goku event in the past is that, especially free-to-play units that have the infinite defensive raise, they don't really build as quickly. So we are probably going to see this guy hit some pretty ridiculous defensive levels by the time we get closer to the end. Yesterday we did see that running this, basically this is the exact team that I ran yesterday, but just with the INT Golden Frieza instead of the AGL one. So let's go ahead and transform Cooler.
You should feel honored. You're the first and soon to be the last to witness my ultimate transformation.
Pretty sure I changed it back to English, but I record with the sound off, so I can't even tell at this point.
Well then, ready to kneel?
But yeah, let me know what you guys think. There's a couple of the active skill animation things that I think, well, I say animation, it's the actual voiceover, but there's a couple of the active skills that I think are better in the English version, and then there are a couple that I think are better in the Japanese. I'm still a little bit torn on Cooler. I think maybe the Japanese one I prefer for him, but let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I think a lot of them are for the characters that I hear the voices for more regularly. So ones that are Goku or Vegeta, I always seem to prefer the dub version. But like Cooler, the old like dub of the Cooler movie is one of those pretty bad dubs. So I'm not really used to ever hearing Cooler's voice. So the Japanese one seems better to me overall, but let me know what you guys think down below. I'm gonna get another. So we've got no support unit on the rotation now. Oh, and we are still at 175,000. So yeah, this guy is definitely gonna be stacking up this defense incredibly quickly. When we get around to having Turles on the rotation again, his defense is gonna be ridiculous. So obviously that makes him really, really good for this event. Now, I did the same thing as I did yesterday, where for the showcase I am running him linked up with the Angel Golden Frieza, because he is his best link partner. But unfortunately, Angel Golden Frieza is not the best for this event. Look at that double-digit damage from a super, that's what we like to see. So, it means when we get to INT UI Goku, as long as we don't get a situation where there's like 3 attacks in both slots, then we'll be fine. If he's going to pile most of his attacks into one of the first 2 spots, then we can easily just park this INT Golden Frieza there, and he's just not going to take any damage, because he is stacking up his defense super fast. So I'll definitely have to, I might do the, we'll do the versus Goku family stage with the target Goku team. I mean, that only makes sense, right? But I think that's going to be a very good run, because obviously units like Android 13, specifically when you're fighting a Goku, is incredibly good. And then with this Frieza being a support unit as well as infinitely stacking his defense, like, he's going to be so good in that event. So obviously the Dragon Ball history stages that get added with the 5-year are not very Goku specific. I think they might have a Goku in them, because they feature most of the characters from the Broly movie, and then the other one is the Goku Black arc. But okay, so I mean, this turn could be bad. God Goku is when he starts to actually deal some reasonable damage to you, and Turles getting hit multiple times in the back slot is not ideal. But yeah, 240,000. So we're basically not going to be taking any damage in the first slot. I'm going to go ahead and use an item just to protect Turles. I mean, we know we got type advantage, and look how high his defense is. So we don't really need to see this Golden Frieza take double-digit damage from God Goku, because we know that that's going to happen anyway. But he's up to almost a 2 million attack stat. That's not bad. Obviously, bear in mind he doesn't stack his attack in any way. But we are definitely getting a lot of crits, which is very good. And then yeah, wow, Angel Golden Frieza coming in with the big crit. We noticed that in yesterday's video. I haven't used him a huge amount lately. I don't think I even really use him on my build for the Wicked Bloodline team, but he can hit very hard. And the Icarus, definitely a good idea, because yeah, I was going to say that's still going to deal a lot of damage. We are literally only just going to survive the turn, even with an Icarus active. So shows you how hard this event can still be sometimes, considering the fact that like some teams can just go through this event so easily, but certain units are always going to be a liability. And as great as Turles is as one of the best support units for an extreme base team, like well, I suppose even like Pure Saiyans, basically, because his support isn't limited to extreme types, but you more often than not run him on extreme teams. But yeah, he is not the best unit defensively, shall we say. But anyway, I used the Android 8 mainly for the heal, so we've got double stacked items. We're not really going to take any damage this turn. And then next turn, it looks like we are going to be able to get the Dokkan attack with the INT Golden Frieza. So Cooler going to come through with the additional super attack here and finish off God Goku with that guaranteed crit. And that's what we like to see. So let's go ahead and take a nice big chunk out of the blue Goku's health here. We got the support from the untransformed cooler on the rotation as well. Wow, 468,000 defense. That is actually ridiculous. So, okay, let's go ahead and do this. Angel Golden Frieza probably would do more damage, but I mean, this is the INT Golden Frieza showcase, so we'll give him the Dokkan attack, see what he can dish out here. He does have that 50% chance to crit, plus then the backup 18% chance in case that first one doesn't proc from the hidden potential system. So yeah, he's at 1.9 again, so we're obviously never going to see him much higher than that in terms of attack stat, because he does get the set boost from his passive, and then there's no sort of raise or anything like that. But I mean, his defense is already ridiculously high, so this is going to do nothing. We have no item active, but this should do double digit damage. Yup. So yeah, very strong defensively. I'm actually quite surprised. He builds up his defense very quickly compared to some of the other stacking units that we've used recently. So actually, even Golden Frieza taking, Angel Golden Frieza taking double digit damage is quite surprising this turn. Like, he is getting a buff from Cooler, but yeah, that was actually very good. So right, so we'll go ahead and do this. And then, yeah, we'll do this. So Turles taking 2 attacks in the back. As long as one of them isn't a super, we should be fine. I really want to see it. Man, how high is this Frieza's defense going to be when we get to INT UI Goku? Oh, and there's the additional super. Okay, Turles should be fine now, because I'm pretty sure Janemba should finish off Goku. Actually, it depends whether his passive is still active or not. Wow, another additional. Okay, yeah, Janemba should finish him off here regardless. Yeah, I think his passive was still active. Actually, no, because Turles is on rotation, so he definitely would have been over a 2.1 mil attack stat. But that just shows you just how good Janemba is. Without getting that attack boost off of his passive, we still had a 2.1 million attack stat, so very good. 300,000 now, so no support unit on the rotation. 300,000 defense. I mean, that's real good. So let's do this. We are going to have to use an item just to protect Cooler. So I will go ahead and use a Whis here. And then we will do this, because that protects our next rotation as well. And then I think we should have a support unit with Golden Frieza next turn. And yeah, his defense is getting pretty high. And there's the additional super as well. Because like I said at the start, you definitely want to make sure he has a decent amount of additionals, because that is now a double defensive stack. So this is going to do nothing. There you go. No support unit on the rotation. Double digit damage from UI Goku super attack. So very good. Angel Golden Frieza obviously in a little bit more danger, but yeah, see, even with a Whis active, Whis is like the best defensive item in the game, and he's still taking 20k, so it's quite a lot. But physical Cooler, he's probably going to take a little bit of damage here as well. Yeah, 30k. Oof. At least he got the super attack out of the way at the start. And then, actually, this is going to be a really good turn for damage, because Janemba can just soak up all of these attacks in the first slot, and then Cooler's going to come in, get that guaranteed crit, get a decent heal as well, because his defense is pretty high. And then there we go, line up some INT orbs ready for the next turn. Because remember, of course, I haven't mentioned it in this video yet, but that's going to be the other great thing about this Frieza, or any defensive stacking unit, is the higher your defense, the more health you get from picking up same type orbs. So Frieza's defense is going to be so high at this point that by picking up that string of INT orbs on the field, we're going to get a pretty decent heal. So that's obviously going to be very beneficial. And then, unfortunately, my Cooler, the one untransformed, is only 55%, but we do have the Whis active. So we are down, what, almost 100k HP. So let's go ahead and do this. So we're getting 3 int orbs. Yeah, and that gave us back like 60,000 health. So that's just pretty good right there. So we'll do this, and then we will do this for you. Get all those with Turles. I mean, look at the comparison. We picked up so many more orbs with Turles, but fortunately, wait, 85k? I mean, he didn't do his super attack this turn yet, but his defense should have still been pretty high. I mean, 85k is obviously still not that bad, but so you can definitely see the difference even this far into the event. When he super attacks first, it gives you such a big buff within that one turn. And then obviously Angel Golden Frieza, unfortunately, not the best defensively. So he took quite a reasonable bit of damage there. And Turles, even with type advantage, Turles getting slapped about a little bit as well. Man, this event is... So we can't get a super attack with Janemba, which is a little bit annoying. But we'll do that. Let's give you this, and then we'll have to go ahead and Princess Snake here. Get a bit of a heal as well as the damage mitigation, and then we'll also give Cooler all of those for some extra health as well. So unfortunately we couldn't super attack with Janemba. Can we get an additional? No, okay. Well, Cooler, as long as he doesn't dodge Cooler in the middle here. 3.8, jeez. I'm always impressed with Cooler in this event. Offensively, unfortunately defensively he's not the best, but I mean, if he was insanely good defensively, he would undoubtedly be one of the best units in the game. I mean, he already is one of the best units in the game, but I mean, he would be LR level if he was tanking attacks from UI Goku for like barely any damage. So I guess we will have to be fine with what we get. So 462,000 defense now. It's pretty good. So we'll go ahead and use a Whis because we know we need to protect Angel Golden Frieza and the untransformed Cooler. So I mean, there you go. Look at that. Even one orb was almost a full segment of our HP bar at the bottom, which is pretty crazy. Now, obviously, yesterday in the video we did die. Did we get to INT UI or was it against STR UI? I think we got to INT UI, but again, I'm not really too fussed if the same thing happens again. It's like I said yesterday, when you've been recording a run on this event for like 20 minutes and then you die, it's very frustrating. But here we got to see straight away a super attack against the INT Golden Frieza, double-digit damage. I mean, that's basically the whole point of the showcase, really, is to show just how ridiculously good he is. Once that defense is stacked up, even INT UI Goku is just unable to deal damage to us. And there you go. I mean, INT Golden Frieza has gone from... I'm probably going to call the title something like that, but he has literally gone from being one of the worst SSRs in the game to actually being pretty darn useful. And Turles transforming here is not ideal. It's nice for a little bit of the heal, I guess. But obviously we really want that support more than anything. Especially because we now can't super attack with Janemba again, which is annoying. So we'll do this, and we'll grab those for Cooler. And then we'll grab those for you. It's been a while since I've seen transformed Turles against INT UI Goku though. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do here, because the Whis is still active, so we're not really going to take a lot of damage, hopefully, because Turles is a really good tank once he transforms. Obviously Cooler still pumping out these crazy attack stat numbers. Man, he'd be over 4 million if Turles hadn't transformed, but I mean, at least Goku didn't dodge, that's the main thing. So there you go. I mean, you can dodge the normal attack, that's fine. But yeah, what we got? 1.9, and then of course he dodges. And we take double digits. So Cooler and Turles both with the item active, not really taking a lot of damage, which is good. And actually this works out nicely as well, because we don't have to worry as much about Angel Golden Frieza anymore. So we'll do this, and then we'll give you those, and then those. So we don't have an item active. I know Cooler Will still take some damage despite having type advantage, but he should be okay. Obviously FRIEZA not going to take any damage. Hopefully he super attacks here. Okay, so he's potentially going to super attack Cooler. Hopefully he doesn't super attack this turn, but that will deal a pretty reasonable amount of damage. Hopefully Cooler can pop off here, maybe get a couple of additional super attacks, because we really need to start dealing some more damage to this Goku right here. 16k, 17k, yeah, that's not too bad, I suppose. No item active, so we'll take those. So we'll give you those. Save. I'm going to save these INT orbs ready for Golden FRIEZA on the next turn. So, plus one of the other reasons why I like using the damage mitigation item is because obviously I want to see how high Golden FRIEZA's defense is getting, and so by using a Whis or an Icarus, we're going to mitigate the incoming damage, but it doesn't affect our stats. Wow, 4.7. Doesn't affect our stats at all, whereas obviously if I heal up using the Android 8, it does also give us that defensive buff. So it's not quite an accurate representation of our defense. So, nice big crit though from Cooler. This super attack's not ideal, but at least we do have the item active. We do have a ton of INT orbs clustered together as well. So, wow, still 180k. Damn. It's a lot of damage. And Cooler on the end here is probably going to take a decent amount as well. Yeah, 18k. Fortunately, we got all these INT orbs. Turles transform does heal as well, which is nice. So we saw that effect there. So we jump back up a little bit over 50%. And obviously, as I said at the start, this FRIEZA's passive is not predicated on your HP. So we don't need to worry about that. 472,000 defense he's at now, with no support unit because Turles is transformed. So Turles is not giving us any key support. Damn, I was hoping that would drop down the other way so we could get those. But now, I don't think we'll finish him off this turn. So unless maybe Turles gets like an additional into a super attack. But that means we're probably going to be getting a Dokkan attack next turn to actually finish off Goku here. So, not too bad. I just realised if we hadn't brought Turles, this would have been a Wicked Bloodline run. But I wanted to bring Turles just to see that buff, even though he is, as we said previously, a little bit of a liability in the event. But so he transformed. He took what, 1,000 damage from a normal attack, but this will definitely hurt a little bit. Yeah, 200k. Okay, at least the normal attack's not doing a lot. And now he's back to normal. So okay, so we use this. Probably don't even really need it, but might as well. Let's go for, yeah, we'll get the Dokkan attack with Janemba. Why not? And then do this, because if the Dokkan attack with Janemba doesn't finish him, which I think it should, then STR Cooler comes in with the guaranteed crit. If he dodges Cooler, then hopefully a couple of super attacks from the physical one. So it should be GG Goku on this turn. But Janemba's passive is active because he got attacked first. So this is going to be a good Dokkan attack from him. He's at 2.4 million on the attack stat. Fairly confident here that we don't need a crit. And we are going to finish him off for good. So ooh, okay, not quite. 1.7 no crit, so not enough. But Cooler, 4.4 million attack stat without a support unit. So, yeah. Goodbye, Goku. 2.5 mil crit. See you later. So there you go, in Golden FRIEZA. Now, we did beat this run compared to the AGL one yesterday where we did die, but obviously that death was not really anything to do with the AGL Golden FRIEZA. So if you did watch both videos, let me know down below which one do you think is better. I do think for the long form event like this, the INT one is actually better. Like, he stacked his defense up so quickly. I was very impressed with how soon we'd broken past like 300k defense. So he's definitely very good for that. Obviously the AGL one, infinitely stacks attack, so in long form events he has the potential definitely to be hitting a lot harder. But if you do start the turn under 40% HP, then he's not going to be able to tank at all, let alone very well. So it's an interesting choice to make when it comes to those events of which one you want to bring. So like I said, let me know which one you think is the superior choice. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. You can follow me on Twitch or join my Discord. The link is in the description below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.